Hello, it's Christine from the European Startup Association, and I'm here with Miroslav from Develiot, which is one of our startups. And I'm super excited to have this interview, like I'm always when I have my interviews with our startups and our members. I'll hand over to you, Miroslav, to explain a bit more about yourself and your company.
Thanks, Christine. Thanks for the invitation. Well, I'm Miroslav. I'm CEO and co-founder of Develiot. And what we do at Develiot is we want to empower cities, countries, and people to basically improve air quality in water systems. What you can see Develiot as is that we are a data company, but a data company that not only empowers you to analyze the data that you already have, but empowers you to collect the data efficiently and effectively. So we're currently solving 3 challenges. They're with the solution for better air quality monitoring and management. So we can show you what is the air quality in the cities, in different parts of the city, and empower you to improve it. And we have another solution that is fighting water scarcity, that is basically empowering you to find water losses in the existing water distribution system, quantify them, pinpoint them, and let you rehabilitate the system where it needs to be rehabilitated. So we can adapt to what is coming in the domain of water scarcity.
And who would be your main client? Is that the city?
Two of them, actually, they're the city and the water utilities themselves. The water utilities are very interesting in my perspective, because what is happening now is that we really take water for granted. We cannot imagine that when we turn on the tap, nothing is going to come out of there. Yeah. And that is a big issue, because with the climate change and everything that's going on, Europe, and actually not only Europe, are actually we're going to feel the water scarcity and water stress. We are in extremely high risk of water stress in the next decade. And because we have taken water for granted for so long, we are completely okay to lose a lot of them in our water distribution system. In some of the countries, we lose 50 to 80% in that system. And you can imagine that it's super expensive to rehabilitate it all at once. So we are actually empowering water utilities to quantify and sectorize where the losses are in the water distribution system, so they can start from there, not rehabilitating everything from day one, but to start there where the return on investment will be the highest.
Yeah, I think you're right, because it depends in which country you live. And also when I went on holiday or something in Sardinia, it was really, okay, we don't have water from 7 o'clock in the evening until 7 o'clock in the morning during the summer, because it's already rare here where we are in the middle of the nowhere. And then it really started to switch on my consciousness about the water. And even at home, I'm very careful with using the water. I think, yeah, you're right. You cannot imagine not turning on the tap and no water's coming out. Like you said, it's not even that far away. It's not like, in 1 billion years of time, there might be a problem. It's quite imminent, and we all have to be more conscious about it.
Actually, one thing that is that fiction is already a reality. I don't know if you heard what happened in Cape Town a couple of years ago. They actually started talking about day 0, where they're going to completely turn off the water distribution system. And when they said that this day 0 is in 2 weeks' time, actually people started conserving. And this day 0 never happened. And on top of that, they started consuming 2 times less water compared to 3 years ago. So we really, this consciousness that we talk about makes an impact.
Okay, yeah. So everyone who sees this, be more conscious about the water. Everything makes a difference and everything makes an impact. So, and why did you actually start this company? What triggered you to do that?
Actually, I've been dealing with water for a long time. It's just how my career path went. At some point, it started to make sense. Actually, initially, our product started from different perspective. We were determined to make the best way to enable water utilities to track water consumption remotely without a physical person going there. We wanted to make it cost-effective, cost-efficient, and to be easy to install by water utilities technicians themselves. But at some point, when we started digging and talking with water utility, we figured out that there is a completely other problem. And the problem is that we have unbuilt water, but the issue is that we won't have water at all in the next decade if we are continuing using it the same way we're using it, like it is always going to be here. So we a bit switched our idea to track both water losses, but continue to track water consumption. Why? Because in this way, you're going to water utility and we're saying, hey, here is a way to track water consumption more effectively, so no people have to roam around. So you're going to save money. And when you save this money, we're going to tell you where to invest them so you decrease the water losses. And we want to make this like a cycle that's providing better and better results. Initially, we started as a data company, having a platform, analyzing everything. Then we figured out we don't have a cost-efficient and effective devices, jumped into hardware, and then actually we figured out that we have an end-to-end solution. We started doing it all at the same time. I mean, empowering them to get the data, to analyze the data, and make decisions based on this data.
Can you share maybe a bit of a couple more challenges or something that you came across your journey, something that was difficult and how you overcame it?
You know, when you ask me this, the first thing that pops in my head is the facing the unexpected or the reality, because you always have an idea how what your customer needs, what is the solution that is going to solve his or her problem, and at some point in your journey you're figuring out that maybe what you have is not what they exactly need. I'm not saying what they want. I'm going to get back to this, but this is probably one of the hardest thing we did, is to look the reality in the face and to really, it's not like pivoting, but like perfecting our solution. And it's something that other startups, I think it's human nature. You want to find the positive things in what you're doing and the things that are supporting you. So you're sticking to your solution, which is good in most cases, but you have to be flexible to face the reality and to try to put your solution to the reality as soon as possible.
Yes, I think that is really true. And I mean, that is part of what's even expected from startups, that you are flexible enough to change things. But yes, a lot of times, because it's your baby and you developed it and you put so much passion and work and maybe even money into this solution that you created, even though you did a lot of research maybe and found, okay, this is the solution to it. But when it comes to reality and do the reality check and try it out and test it and talk to the customers and try to sell, then you need to be able to listen and to adjust accordingly. And I like what you said there about perfecting your solution. It's not about necessarily pivoting and change everything, but and we're not talking about just only things that happen now in the world at the moment, but even any time you need to be able to perfect your solution. And you should never think that your solution is the one and only, because things move on. New technology comes in, and like you said, okay, we had all the data and we were a software company, and then all of a sudden, but we need a hardware as well. And then you created that, and then you had a full package solution. Very nice.
Absolutely. And something comes to mind that I think I started realizing recently is that if I can give advice to other entrepreneurs, don't ask your customer what he or she wants. Try to figure out what they need, because I'm realizing it now that when I ask them, what do you want? They're telling me what they already have seen somewhere, and they wanted similar stuff, but probably cheaper or with this functionality and stuff. But actually, our biggest improvement and our biggest value in the solution is in the things that were not told to us, but we figured out when we tested some of the assumptions. And in some cases, the end customer thought the idea was stupid, but then when he saw what the benefit is, they actually loved it and are starting to ask for it. And it's so, don't ask them what they want, try to figure out what they need.
Yes, that is perfect. And that's also a perfect ending to this short interview for now, and really good advice. Thank you so much for your time. We're looking forward to supporting you guys further and looking into the development of your product and services. And I hope a lot of people see this and become more aware of using water as well. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Christina. Thanks for the invitation. Bye.
Bye.